Go.
All right, so we're going to be talking about serverless. Just a quick tutorial to catch you guys up on kind of how it works. Just so I'm not the only one that, it's not too difficult to understand, in my opinion. So just to start out, I'll say what it kind of does.
Okay.
Essentially, AWS services, they're kind of disjunct. They don't really work, like they're not easy to work with because you might have to open a page for each Lambda function, or you might have to like go to your API gateway tab and then get that ID and put it in the you have to hook things up through the browser or through the console API.
Okay. All right.
With serverless, you kind of just have like that general structure that we're used to of like offline projects.
Yeah.
So like I'll show you the structure of it. Where is it? Programming UX service. So there's three things three kind of main things in serverless. There's events, which is like things that will trigger functions.
Okay.
There's functions, which is like AWS Lambda functions.
Yeah, the logic. Yep.
And then there's services, which is kind of like the project level service. It's like a project essentially.
Yeah.
So in serverless, you get this serverless.yml when you set up a project or a service. And it has some things. So provider is basically just some information, some high level information like metadata of your kind of AWS node, these permissions, stuff like that. You have your functions, which is just a function.
Right.
It's like relates to AWS Lambda. This is where you set up your events inside the function. So, for example, we have this merchant get function. We handle it in this merchant/merchant.get.
Yeah.
So that's kind of just a directory from the same folder that you're in. So merchants is the merchants. Then you have another merchants, which is the JavaScript file, and then in that we export a get function, which is just just general JavaScript notation.
Okay. All right.
So module exports.get. So essentially, go back to serverless. When we hit this
endpoint,
so get request at merchant/ID, it'll route to here.
Okay.
So this is kind of where the routing is done.
I see. Nice.
So all I have to do is module exports get, and then this will get that endpoint. So, or do a get for merchant. So when you do serverless, there's a bit of setup. You just have to install the serverless things and then set up some account information like login password and some local file is what I did. So once you get that, you get a serverless deploy. I actually just ran that before. This is kind of the output of an entire serverless deploy. So it takes all your functions and all your endpoints and just deploys everything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So basically what that does is it creates this cloud formation. It tells you right here. It tells you what that's package and service. So it puts it all in a zip file, uploads the cloud formation file to S3 to kind of have a place to store it.
Right.
And then what a cloud formation is, if you're not familiar, is it's kind of like a
search
template.
thing, right?
Sorry?
Isn't it the search thing? No, sorry. That was cloud search. Sorry, what's cloud formation?
Cloud formation is like it's a way to kind of create a template of your AWS services.
Oh, okay.
So for example, if you have like a certain setup like AWS Lambda, going to like an API gateway going to AWS Lambda and into the Dynamo AD, instead of like setting that up manually, you can have like a cloud formation template, which could be like, here's a serverless thing.
Yeah.
And it'll just create that like it's just a way to kind of like save the structure of your AWS projects.
Okay.
So it's essentially just using that, just packaging it, and then using the CloudFormation service. And then in here you see it finished, and then it deployed all our functions, and it tells us the endpoints. So for this get,
Mm-hmm.
we have an endpoint at merchant/ID, which is right here. So I'm guessing we're going to have to DNS route all like api.bbag.com to here.
Yo, what up, bro?
Yo.
So take that and go to Postman, put that in there, and then go to our database. DB. So in our database, the merchants table, there's a merchant in here. Let's just use this one. I grab the merchant ID, and put it Postman, send, get the merchant at that end from the database. So that's essentially how serverless works. Just creates endpoints for us and runs our code that we route to. Let's see, what else is there to explain? So you can do post requests, get requests, I'm sure other types as well. So the actual get function is pretty simple. We have this DynamoDB document client, which is essentially a wrapper around the base DynamoDB things that makes it a bit easier to do things. So it takes a params so we have like a dynamo.get and pass it. The first thing we pass in is params. The second is like the callback, and just essentially what's the table. The key is the merchant ID that we got from the request, and then we just get it. Simple thing. So that's this document client. There's documentation on it, and yeah, it's pretty simple, right? What else? Yeah, any questions, G, so far? All right. No questions. That's excellent.
I think it's
So-
on call.
Oh, okay. So what else? And all these things like just get set up, so they're now in AWS services, so you can still go like to the AWS here, and you can see like if I go to API Gateway, I'll be able to see all my all the endpoints. So over here, all the endpoints should be there. So you see all the endpoints here. And so far, what I've implemented is you can create a merchant. So if you post to merchants with some data, you can create a merchant, get a merchant. You can get a user. If you post to users, you create a user. So you can create and get them. You can subscribe to a merchant. You can get, if you post this route, you'll be able to add a deal to that subscription. So like you say, if you have the first deal, you have to go there. And then you can check in and redeem.
Oh,
So they contain all the logic of, like redeeming. Probably will have to send some kind of analytics somewhere.
Did you write all these yourself, or did these kind of get automated when you define them in the console?
I just wrote them on myself. It's not
crazy.
too much. It looks like a lot of code because of like this error stuff,
Yeah.
and the params kind of I just prettified them.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it's
that's
really
a
not
lambda
much.
function. Yeah, that's a full lambda function, right? That you're writing in this shrimp thing.
Yeah, this is just the function that corresponds to this get. Gets this. Dynamo.get is just it just takes in this params object
Mm-hmm.
and then puts in this result. And I just return the result. It's really not too much.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty much it. Something about AWS is we have like these resource. It has its own like ARN things, Amazon resource notation maybe.
Oh yeah, that's for the specific table like name, right?
Yeah, but it kind of takes it like as it's almost like a regex.
Oh
You put
really?
it, like this is like the region that you're currently working in,
Oh, I see. Okay.
which in this point is default region.
U.S. East 1, right?
And you put star, like here I think it's supposed to go like the user ID.
Right.
Just put in star because just whatever user is running it. And here would be the table name, but I just put in star. So it's kind of like a regex type
Okay, sure.
expression language.
But
One thing I wanted to actually note is how I actually do the how I actually drill into the objects. You know how that was kind of a problem in Incognito.
yeah,
Can't really
yeah.
Drill. So DynamoDB has this like update expression.
Mm-hmm.
So this is in deals. So this is adding to a user subscription,
Yeah.
adding a deal in there.
So it's like updating the cell, right?
It's like adding, yeah, it's like adding a deal. It's like when you go to redeem a deal
Yeah.
from a subscribed merchant,
Right.
or not redeem, but check in for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, and you make that thing for the first time.
Yeah. So this gets called,
Oh, thank God.
and
Alright.
so it's kind of a bit weird. But this is the update expression. This is essentially what does the actual DynamoDB setting of that field.
Mm-hmm.
So you see there's this like subscriptions, that's the name of the actual field. So if you go to DynamoDB, it was a bit confusing, so that's why I'm explaining it.
Okay. Oh, cool.
For what? MIT subscriptions. It should be called subscriptions. I'm not sure why not. Oh, because I'm in merchants. Okay, never mind. Here we go. So
Okay, there you go.
subscriptions.
Yeah, there you go.
And then there's this test merchant. That's what this hashtag MID is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's hashtag DID. That's the thing we're going to add in. So the object we're adding in.
Okay. What the fuck?
And the reason you do it
How
like
you
this
find,
is,
yeah, I was gonna ask, why'd you do it like that, or?
well, this is how you have to do it, but the reason they do it like this is because, let's say I put in, instead of DID, I put in plus deal ID.
Right.
It doesn't really know whether I mean to actually you put the string deal ID or the value of deal ID.
I see.
That's why they kind of separate into names and values.
Okay.
So what it's doing is saying subscriptions dot merchant ID, which is whatever you passed in, dot deal ID is equal to this whatever this object is, and this is
Okay.
just an object that contains numscan set to 0.
Sure. Okay.
So we can just run through a quick thing. So we
Mhm.
can add a new merchant. So this is this route, this guy right here. So let me just go through some sample usages for UG just to see how the API kind of works.
Okay.
So if you post to here, that should add a merchant. It's like a REST API. I'm not sure it's completely REST compliant, but
But then again, nothing is technically ever fully REST.
Yeah, because it's normal. So if you post here, this guy takes in a ID for the user. So we get that from Dynamo, which is this guy.
Okay.
So headers, so params. Should let me put in parameters somewhere. Get post. Not sure what's going on right now. Okay, sorry. So I put in ID, user ID, and then sorry, I think I got there we go. ID is the user ID.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to this. So ID is the user ID, merchant ID is the merchant. Oh no, I'm adding it, sorry. Let me step back. So I'm doing adding merchant actually posts to here because it's subscribing.
Okay.
So sorry about that. So post to this guy. User's ID. That would be the test user ID.
Yo. Are you guys still doing your thing?
Yeah.
Recording. Oh,
It's live, Jazz. It's live.
this is live. We're doing it live.
It's still live. We'll do it live.
So yeah, I'm sure as you know, there's two types of, ways to pass parameters.
Yeah.
There's like a query string, and then there's through the event body.
Yeah.
So in this case, we're passing one through the query string.
Yep.
So I put in test user ID there, because that's where it comes to the query string. And
Okay.
then merchant ID comes to the body.
Question. While this is up, Andrew, do we have to do any like URL encoding for like security, or is that all handled? I'd imagine by the SDK.
Should be handled.
Should be handled. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Go on.
So yeah, so merchant ID, we can put in test merchant ID. Let's put something a bit more unique. Andrew test merchant ID. So now if we send this,
All right.
okay, send this message for it. Yeah, what's adding this query string?
Forbidden. You need like a authentication IAM or something.
Okay, there we go. Never mind. No, I was saying it the wrong way. So let me enable merchant ID, and that'll be test merchant ID. There we go. Forbidden. All right. So now shouldn't happen. What is this saying? Authentication.
It's weird.
God, it's just a crap program by this guy. God.
Bro, I'm doing it live, bro.
He is doing it live, yeah. And earlier it was working when Andrew was showing me around noon.
Let me
Wait,
try.
Around noon, Andrew was showing me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, let me try
Oh,
this.
he's doing it live.
Show Jess. Doing live. Alright. Send. Internal server error.
That's
So we got an
Amazon's fault.
internal server error somewhere.
Oh, fuck, that's a 500. I've never seen that in a long time on our end.
And it shouldn't happen.
Huh.
Alright. Let me try redeploying everything. Oops. So let me just run a serverless deploy. This deploys everything.
Okay.
Just make sure, okay, so we have this endpoint, /dev, users, test user ID 22, subscriptions, sending merchant ID, that's what I expect, right? Oh, I think I see what's wrong. No, I don't. Alright, let's just try it, see if it deploys correctly. So this is the full deploy.
Yeah.
As you can see, it takes a while.
Yeah, it makes sense.
While there's another way. So if you see up here, it's serverless deploy function user.
Is this an NPM app they're using?
Sorry?
Is this a Ninja Pokemon NPM app for Node.js?
I don't know what that means.
Never mind. How are you accessing the CLI? Is this the serverless CLI or?
Yeah, it's a serverless CLI. So
Okay. All right.
you'll have to install serverless globally to your,
Okay.
put it on your path or something. So as you can see, it's taking quite a while.
Okay.
Shouldn't take this long though.
No.
Something is. I don't know why it's taking
Weird.
this long. It's only uploading 55 kilobytes.
That's not good. 56K days.
I know that should take a second, right?
Yeah.
56K per second. Cancel this.
First movers on that serverless architecture, bro. We're the guinea pigs.
No, Andrew. I know it was working because you showed it to me earlier.
Yeah, I know. Something wrong with this request? It's probably the request. Users, put the ID in, subscriptions. That's the right thing, right? Subscriptions. Users, ID, subscriptions.
The
Maybe
demo.
just
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just, I don't know, I've never seen it take this long.
That's weird. Yeah.
Guessing it's because I pressed Control C out of here
Okay.
for some reason. It's taking this long. And I can't Control C out of this one. So, it was working every single time I was testing it, so I'm not sure why it's taking this long to deploy.
Okay.
Yeah, as you can see, I've been deploying quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, how about this? How about then, we can cut this video here, and then save it because there was a lot to digest already, and then maybe like over the weekend or something, we can do like maybe 5 little cases, like, adding a new user or checking in or, small things like that. But for the majority of the overhaul, the high level stuff, I think we touched base on that in this video.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, it's a lot for me to ingest. I'm gonna personally look over it and ask questions and try to upload it on YouTube and toss it around. Do you have any other questions to Zod or?
No, I mean, the thing is, for me and Jaws, this is a bit too much in terms of the coding aspect. So, majority of what we do, we're gonna do it through either an admin portal or something similar along the lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we have
manual, it's a little manual way of doing it. I mean,
But Jazz wanted to know this stuff. He was so eager.
Yeah, I do want to know it though, so I'm glad I at least got to have a. Wait, but you guys still recorded this though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so as long as we have it recorded, no, okay. But yeah, I just wanted to know it because it's a good idea to know how, even if we do have it on an admin portal, if we ever need to debug something on our end, Sazad, then at least we have an idea of why things are going.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
But but just to be on the safe side, I mean, we definitely need an admin portal so we don't.
Yeah, because this is going to be very high level.
Okay, let's give it one last shot and then we'll see if that works.
Yeah. See if it works.
Using that command prompt CD. Yo, all you gotta do, bro, is just ls everything, alright?
LS doesn't work, bro.
What?
It's in
This is
command.
Windows, my
That's
man.
Windows.
I do dirt.
Yo, terminal all day, dog.
No, you just gotta do dirt, bro.
Net config and all those other ones. Net man. Oh, dude, I opened my window for like 5 minutes and I got all these moths and shit. Fucking nature, dude.
Damn, dog. Nature, you crazy.
Nature, you crazy.
Is Diesel inside the room?
Nah, I kicked him out.
Oh, if he was inside, then maybe he would have scared him off,
That's a good idea. I'm gonna bring him back in. Diesel, come here, do your job.
Oh, because it's not deployed yet. So it's not right.
Not yet so let's deploy.
I'm listening to it.
Oh, nice. There it goes.
That's why. Update in progress state and cannot be updated.
It's like queued or something?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, alright, well, yeah, we
That's
still
why
have...
it's plugged.
Yeah, I think we can cut the video here just to save time and memory space, but I'm going to stop recording here. Yep.